So you have come to your first quiz. I want to take a moment to talk to you about how to study so that you're prepared for taking the quiz. I don't know exactly how you have been studying up until this point, but there are a number of different ways to study, and so I'm going to give you a few options, and maybe that'll even help you think of another way that will be beneficial to you. One way to study is when you're doing your response questions. You can take a piece of paper or even a Word document, put it in two columns. You can the question, the response question here, and then the answer here. Now the answer is going to be found in the paragraphs above that response question. Be looking for the exact words that the teacher wanted you to learn. So be sure that you have the correct answer. That way you're not studying the wrong ones. You could print up that Word document or take your copy that you have written and fold it in half. That way you don't see the answers. And this is one way to study. You can take this with you, read over the questions, and then see if you have the correct answers. A lot of people like to use notebooks. So you can write orientation, step 1, and then the questions that are in that. So whichever works for you, whether it's a pad of paper or this that's bound with the wire, and then you can be quizzing yourself throughout the week. A lot of people like to use note cards. So they write the questions on the note card, put the answers on the back, they take it along. Now this is a lot of note cards, that takes up a lot of space, that might not be the most beneficial for you. Another option that you could use is maybe using a notes app on your phone. You could also record yourself on your phone asking the question, waiting for a few seconds, and then giving the answer. That way, when you're riding the train to work or in your car on the way to work, you can just push play, you'll hear yourself ask the question, you can try to answer it before your voice comes on giving you the correct answer. Those are ways that you can use to study and help to reinforce those response questions, because the quiz, the pretest, and the test are all formed from those response questions. So if you know those response questions really well, you will pass those tests. A good thing about the quizzes themselves is that you have the opportunity to take the quiz over again. Now, I don't want any students just taking the test over and over and over until they get a good grade. I really want my students to study first, study those response questions, so that you'll pass the quiz on your first try. Now, when you get to your step test, you won't be able to repeat it unlimited. So if you get any grade above a 60, that'll be your grade for that step. So I highly encourage you to take the time to figure out what works best for you when it comes to studying.